Jack Black, once hailed as one of Hollywood's most universally loved figures, is suddenly facing a wave of backlash that no one saw coming. Fans who called him a national treasure and commented that he deserves an Oscar for this performance were now flooding his comment sections with anger and frustration. Just a year ago, name a person who disliked Jack Black. I'll wait. But now, oh boy, now the internet is coming for him like a pack of rabid Tenacious D fans who just found out their concert got canceled. So, how did we get here? How did the same man who made us laugh in School of Rock and Nacho Libre go from being a beloved icon to someone people are now canceling in real time? For years, Jack Black was the definition of unproblematic. He didn't take himself too seriously, constantly trolled the paparazzi, and had that chaotic, lovable energy that made him feel like your funny uncle at a family barbecue. His YouTube channel, Jablinski Games, was proof of that. Launched as a gaming channel that actually barely featured any gaming, it became a mix of dad jokes, chaotic energy, and random vlogs that made fans adore him even more.
Come on, booby. Be mine.
But lately, the vibe has shifted. And not in a fun Jack Black jumps into a pool in his underwear kind of way.
I'm here going live. I don't do it very often, but I just wanted to remind all the people of the world and the universe, if there's any aliens watching, that I'm about to go live with PewDiePie for charity, for mental health.
Jack Black has always been big on charity work, and for years he was a proud supporter of Autism Speaks. On paper, this seemed like a solid move. Who wouldn't want to raise awareness for autism? Well, about that. Turns out Autism Speaks has been the villain of the autistic community for years. The organization has been accused of treating autism like a disease that needs to be cured, rather than a neurodivergent condition that needs to be embraced. Many autistic advocates have been calling them out for decades. The controversy runs deep, with some calling Autism Speaks ableist and eugenicist. Black has been involved with the organization for years, performing at fundraisers and promoting their events. When fans pointed out the controversy, some assumed he just didn't know about it. But when he kept supporting them despite the backlash, the internet went from, "Oh no, someone tell him," to, "Oh no, he knows and he doesn't care." For the first time, people began questioning if Jack was really just the wholesome, well-intentioned guy they thought he was, or if he was just another out-of-touch celebrity throwing his support behind the wrong causes. He has always been politically outspoken, but in the past he did it in a way that felt lighthearted and comedic. Songs like "The Government Totally Sucks" poked fun at politics without diving too deep.
Government will fuck him up his righteous head. Let me tell you something about the government. They're fucking up the environment.
Even in 2020, when he made videos encouraging mask wearing during the pandemic, it was done with this signature Jack Black absurdity. Jumping into pools, dancing around shirtless, making people laugh while still getting his point across. Classic Jack. But in the last couple of years, his political takes have taken a sharp turn into serious territory, and the internet did not take it so well. In 2023, he made headlines for sharing his opinion on the Israel-Palestine conflict. His statement, essentially saying, "Hey guys, it's possible to care about both sides of this issue," was met with absolute chaos. It is absolutely reasonable and logical to be opposed to the Israeli government's treatment of Palestinians while simultaneously calling for the protection of Jews in Israel and around the world. Some supported him, but others accused him of stepping into a situation he wasn't informed enough about. This sparked debates across social media, with people even calling for a boycott of Kung Fu Panda 4 just because Jack Black voiced Poe. Things only got worse when he started sharing more politically charged posts on Twitter. His timeline, once filled with goofy memes and music updates, turned into a battleground of retweets about climate change, social justice, and eventually a presidential endorsement in 2024. My God, this is getting exhausting.
A few days ago, my manager called me and said George Clooney and Julia Roberts wanted me to help out the president and speak here tonight, and I said, I am in. When and where?
A single video of Jack Black endorsing Biden set off a chain reaction of backlash. Replies poured in, with fans telling him to stick to comedy, to stay in his lane, and calling him a sellout. Suddenly, Jack Black, the funny guy, was now Jack Black, the controversial guy. Just when things seemed like they couldn't get worse, well, they did. Jack Black was still touring with Tenacious D, trying to do what he does best, rock out and make people laugh. During a show in Sydney, his bandmate, Kyle Goss, made an offhand joke about Trump that instantly divided the crowd. Some fans laughed, others booed, and the internet? Well, the internet erupted as you'd expect.
Don't miss Trump next time.
It got so bad that even Australian politicians even got involved, with one senator tweeting, "There's no place in Australia for those who joke about political violence. Tenacious D should be deported immediately." Yes, you heard that right. A senator wanted to deport Jack Black over a joke. The backlash forced Kyle Gass to issue an apology, calling his comment a terrible mistake. Jack Black also released a statement claiming that he had been blindsided by the joke and didn't condone it. But fans weren't buying it, because when you re-watch the clip, Jack is literally laughing. Fans weren't convinced of his apology at all, calling it performative and insincere. Not long after, Tenacious D announced that they were canceling future tour dates, citing the controversy as a major reason. Just like that, their comeback turned into a full-blown PR disaster. Rather than stand behind his friend, well, Jack just kind of threw him under the bus. The things we do to keep that money rolling, eh? Even outside of the controversy, Jack Black's career choices have been raising eyebrows. Then came the Minecraft movie announcement. Fans were cautiously excited until they saw he was cast as Steve. Jack Black. Jack Black in a blue t-shirt, looking exactly like, well, Jack Black.
Really just playing Jack Black, but in a blue shirt. It looks like he rolled out of bed and they gave him this blue shirt instead. All right.
People joked that the casting was so lazy, it was like the directors just threw a shirt at him and said, "Congrats, you're Steve now."
Minecraft trailer, take 2.
Some even argued that another actor would have been a better fit, sparking memes and comments comparing Jack Black to more traditional-looking Minecraft characters. Some die-hard fans defended it by saying, "Honestly, I was kind of disappointed at first, but now I realized people were just hating without enough consideration." But others weren't over it. They argued that Jack Black had stopped acting and was just being himself in every role, and honestly, they kind of had a point. And the Minecraft controversy was just the tip of the iceberg. Fans started realizing that in every recent movie, Jack Black was essentially playing himself. From Borderlands to Kung Fu Panda 4, his performances all felt like slight variations of the same character. For years, Jack Black was the untouchable king of fun, a rare celebrity who genuinely seemed cool. But lately, the cracks in his image have been too big to ignore. Whether it's his association with controversial organizations, his divisive political takes, or the feeling that he's just cashing in on his name without putting effort into his roles, Black is losing the goodwill that made him so beloved. Some fans will defend him, and saying he's just being himself and doesn't deserve the hate. But others argue that he's lost touch with the fun-loving, carefree persona that made him a star in the first place. And the debate goes on. Can Jack Black make a comeback? Maybe. He's been in Hollywood long enough to know that every downfall comes with a potential redemption arc. Just look at Mel Gibson.
Is that good? Yeah, I got it.
And it's simple as that.
A heartfelt apology? A return to his goofy, lighthearted ways? A Kung Fu Panda 5 that blows everyone away? Who knows? Only time will tell. What do you think? Is Jack Black done for, or does he still have a chance to reclaim his throne? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to check out the Salt Bae video on our channel. Like and subscribe for more celebrity deep dives. Ellen DeGeneres. Once the queen of kindness, now the poster child for workplace toxicity. I didn't know Dory went from being forgetful to being a freaking nightmare to work with. From be kind to be gone, Ellen's empire has crumbled. But how did America's sweetheart become Hollywood's biggest villain? The toxic workplace scandal. It all started with a tweet. Comedian Kevin T. Porter decided to play Robin Hood, but instead of stealing from the rich, he was collecting tea to spill. He promised to match every insane story about Ellen being mean with a $2 donation to the LA Food Bank. Little did he know he was about to open Pandora's box of workplace horrors. One TV writer, Benjamin Seaman, came in hot with some spicy allegations. Really unfortunate wording. Apparently, Ellen has a nose so sensitive it would put a bloodhound to shame. Everyone had to chew gum from a bowl outside her office before talking to her. And if she thought you smelled funky, it was shower time, baby, because nothing says healthy work environment like being sent home for your BO. God, Ellen, this isn't like soccer practice, chill out. According to Seaman, Ellen would wake up and choose violence. I mean, a victim. Every day, she'd allegedly pick someone different to really hate. It's like a twisted version of the Hunger Games, but instead of fighting to the death, you're fighting for your sanity. Or it could be like Russian roulette, except you're dealing with a bad boss. And if Ellen was in a bad mood, staff members were encouraged to go into her office and do bits to cheer her up, like you're expected to be a professional jester in modern-day society. That's crazy to me.
A jester?
Nothing says professional workplace quite like being forced to do a comedy routine for your boss's amusement. It's like America's Got Talent, but the only prize is keeping your job. BuzzFeed bombshell. In July 2020, BuzzFeed dropped a truth bomb that made Ellen's previous scandals look like a day in the beach. They interviewed dozens of former employees, and the stories that came out were more horrifying than a marathon of Ellen's worst pranks. I guess we find out where Jack Doherty really learned his pranking from. One former employee said the be kind BS only happens when the cameras are on. Off camera, people were allegedly fired for taking medical leave or bereavement days. Got fired for posting a selfie with your coworkers on social media? Yep, that happened too. It's like Ellen was running a prison instead of a talk show. A black woman who used to work on the show shared her experience with racism. On her first day, a senior level producer told her and another black employee, "Oh wow, you both have box braids. I hope we don't get you confused," because apparently in Ellen's world, all black people look alike. I guess Ellen hasn't really acted past her childhood decade, has she? The same employee was told by one of the main writers, "I'm sorry, I only know the names of the white people who work here." Charming. Sexual misconduct allegations. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, BuzzFeed said, "Hold my beer," and dropped another bombshell. This time it was about sexual misconduct and harassment from top producers. Kevin Lehman, the head writer and executive producer, was accused of asking for sexual favors in a bathroom at a company party. Another former employee claimed they saw Lehman grope a production assistant in a car. It's like he thought hands-on management meant something entirely different. For someone who is proudly LGBTQ, you would think that they would have more protection for women, right? Ed Glavin, another executive producer, apparently had a reputation for being handsy with women. He'd placed his hand on their lower waist or rubbed their shoulders without permission. Clearly he missed the memo that touchy-feely management isn't an actual leadership style. This is sounding like one of those scenarios that they put on those do not touch people in appropriate work style videos. And then there's Jonathan Norman, who allegedly groomed an employee for months before making a move. It's like these guys were trying to win gold in the sexual harassment Olympics. Ellen's apology. When the shit hit the fan, Ellen decided to address the allegations. And by address, I mean she gave an apology so weak, it could have honestly been written by an early version of ChatGPT, to say sorry without actually meaning it. In her season 18 opening monologue, Ellen said,
"As you may have heard, this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. And then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected."
Wow, Ellen. So specific, so heartfelt. It's like apologizing for World War II by saying, "Oops, some not great stuff went down. My bad." Honestly, I hope you guys appreciated my YouTuber-style apology. It really fit the memo here. She continued,
"I know that I'm in a position of privilege and power, and I realize that with that comes responsibility, and I take responsibility for what happens at my show."
Oh, really, Ellen? Because it sounds like an awful lot of what you're saying, "I'm responsible, but I didn't actually know anything bad was happening, so it's not really my fault." It's the corporate equivalent of the dog ate my homework. The celebrity backlash. Now, when celebrities start turning on you, you know you're in deep trouble. It's like the cool kids table in high school suddenly decided you weren't sitting with them anymore. Brad Garrett, who had appeared on Ellen's show multiple times, didn't mince words. He tweeted, "Sorry, but it comes from the top at the Ellen Show, no more than one who was treated horribly by her. Common knowledge." Ouch. When Raymond's brother is calling you out, you know it's bad. Leah Thompson, aka Marty McFly's mom from Back to the Future, backed up Garrett's claims with the simple, "True story. It is." It's like the Hollywood equivalent of, "I was there. I saw it." But the real kicker came from Ellen's former DJ, Tony Okungboa. This guy worked on the show for years, and even he came out saying he did experience and feel the toxicity of the environment. When your own DJ, whose job it is to keep the party going, says your workplace is toxic, it's time to face the music, no pun intended. Ellen's greatest hits of awkwardness. As if the workplace allegations weren't enough, the internet decided to take a stroll down memory lane and revisit some of Ellen's most uncomfortable on-air moments. It's like, when someone brings up politics, football, or religion at the Thanksgiving table, and then it gets really awkward for that family dinner? Yeah, it's that, but worse. Remember when Ellen practically forced Mariah Carey to reveal her pregnancy on air? Ellen tried to make Mariah drink champagne, and when she refused, Ellen gleefully announced to the world that Mariah must be pregnant. Carey later revealed she was extremely uncomfortable with that moment. especially since she miscarried shortly after. Way to go, Ellen. You managed to turn a personal tragedy into a ratings grab. Real classy. Then she badgered Taylor Swift for her dating life.
Okay, all right.
This makes me feel so bad about myself. Every time I come up here, you put like a different dude up there on the screen. And it just makes me really question like what I stand for as a human being.
But hey, who cares about someone's feelings when you can make jokes about their love life, right? Obviously, this is how you stand up for your fellow woman, right? And let's not forget the cringe fest that Ellen was teaching Sofia Vergara English. Nothing says comedy quite like mocking someone's accent and perpetuating stereotypes. It's like Ellen was trying to speedrun How to Be Culturally Insensitive 101.
Discombobulated.
Discombobulous. Wait, I give me like 3 times. Flinglomblastuleting.
Come here. Come here.
As the controversies piled up faster than Ellen's Emmys, her once loyal audience started heading for the exits. In the 2020 to 2021 season, the Ellen DeGeneres show lost over 1 million viewers. That's like losing the entire population of Dallas, Texas. The show went from being a daytime juggernaut to a sinking ship, and even Ellen's famous dance moves couldn't bail out this Titanic. Ellen's last dance. After 19 seasons of forced smiles, awkward dancing, and apparently workplace toxicity and sexual harassment, don't forget that one, Ellen announced that her show would be ending in 2022.
Today, I am announcing that next season, season 19, is going to be my last season.
In her final episode, Ellen tried to put a positive spin on things, saying,
20 years ago, when we were trying to sell the show, no one thought that this would work. Not because it was a different kind of show, but because I was different.
Oh. Ellen, you're not different. You're just another powerful person who got caught treating people badly. Welcome to the club. Your membership card and the "I'm sorry I got caught" t-shirt are in the mail. On your way. The Netflix comeback. Just when we thought we'd seen the last of Ellen, she pops up like a whack-a-mole with a Netflix special called Ellen DeGeneres for your approval, because nothing says "I've learned my lesson" quite like begging for approval from the audience you alienated. In the special, Ellen jokes about getting kicked out of show business for being mean.
Oh yeah, I got kicked out of show business.
She quips, "You can't be mean and be in show business. No question about it." Well, Ellen, you certainly put that theory to the test now, didn't you? She even tries to play the victim card, saying she was in therapy, trying to deal with all the hatred that was coming at me. Poor Ellen, having to face the consequences of her actions. It's crazy to be held accountable, ain't it? It must be so hard being a multi-millionaire with a massive platform and still feeling persecuted. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the charismatic wrestler turned Hollywood superstar, is well known and loved by his fans around the world.
You guys know where I can find The Rock?
While he may appear larger than life on screen, is there more to him than meets the eye? Today we expose some of the untold truths about The Rock. Dwayne Johnson is one of the most influential people on the planet. He's also enormously popular on social media, with almost 400 million followers on Instagram. Polls even show that if he were to run for president, nearly half of Americans would consider voting for him. But his success has not gone without controversy, from accusations of steroid use all the way to facing lawsuits and arrest. You probably already guessed this was coming before you even clicked on the video. Someone who looks like The Rock will always raise some unavoidable questions. I mean, look at him. Despite claiming that his success is steroid-free, there have been rumors for years now. Many think that at his age, his physique cannot possibly be maintained naturally. The fact that his brand is increasingly tied to his physique, which continues to improve, has only caused the speculation to grow. Rumor has it that his biceps have their own social media accounts. Before his professional wrestling career, he was still a relatively huge guy. This doesn't seem odd, as his ancestors had huge builds as well, and they too participated in professional wrestling. Look at the size of those arms though. Clearly Johnson had genetics for this. When he took up pro wrestling, he actually lost some weight and looked softer than before. After the release of Hollywood films The Mummy Returns and The Scorpion King, Johnson seemed to progressively get smaller in the coming years. His 2006 look seemed all natural. The Rock actually addressed this in years later. He was told that in order to succeed in Hollywood, he he needed to change his look. Someone who looks like he can knock your teeth out is not ideal for comedy movies. Compare all that to today, he has gained so much mass and become so shredded that he barely fits into the clothes he's wearing. This has been attributed to the increasing action roles he has taken in Hollywood since then. He's the biggest he's ever been, and this is all long after his mid-30s when testosterone levels are meant to peak. The Rock is known for his strict, protein-heavy diet. Legend has it that his sweat is actually bottled and sold as an energy drink. The number of calories he claims to consume daily seems a little too high. Similarly, his workout routine is hard to confirm. Johnson claims to train as frequently as some of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, eat as much as they did during a bulk, and do all this without gaining any fat. All totally natural in his 50s. You would be crazy not to be skeptical about this. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger is looking at the guy going, okay, what's up with that guy? Recently, Dwayne took part in an appeal for funds for the victims of the Maui wildfire with Oprah Winfrey. They both announced $10 million for the fund. Many people have found this appeal to be misleading. People are wondering why extremely wealthy celebrities, including billionaires, are asking for financial contributions from the public. It sure seems a bit suspicious. Put your hand in your own wallet for a change and make a hefty donation, eh? Or if you don't want it, send it this way. I mean, I could use it. People think celebrities like Dwayne Johnson may have hidden agendas and ulterior motives behind these appeals for funds. Another prominent celebrity, Jason Momoa, asked people to exercise caution and refrain from making donations to any unauthorized sources. He says that while he shares legitimate channels for people to donate directly, he doesn't reach out to anyone. The fund launched by Dwayne Johnson and Oprah Winfrey is called the People's Fund of Maui. It claims to be committed to providing direct financial assistance to the victims of the wildfire. It will be sustained by the $10 million initial grant from both of them and additional donations from the public. All of this is marred by Dwayne Johnson and Oprah Winfrey's alleged involvement with Maui's properties, causing a huge increase in prices for locals. The locals also complain that they have received many requests from agents seeking to buy their houses. This is where it gets interesting. Some allege that these agents are working for Hollywood elites who are steadily acquiring properties in Maui, which includes Big Man Maui himself.
Places and her acres remain absolutely untouched. Guys, does this sound familiar?
People see this as an attempt to have increasing influence over the island. Some even claim that these Hollywood elites may have orchestrated the wildfire itself. This seems like the perfect opportunity to ask, can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Next, let's quickly look at a highly controversial lawsuit against Dwayne Johnson. Trinessa Biggers, also known as Raka Khan, a former pro wrestling star, sought $3 billion in a lawsuit that names multiple wrestlers and entity. The Rock is one of them. Her complaint alleges that those named worked together in a conspiracy to kidnap her and her children. The lawsuit is controversial due to the sheer amount of names and entities mentioned in it.
Jesus Christ, Home Depot of all things. How did they get tossed into the mega mix? the kidnapping aisle? What happened?
At first glance, it would seem like she's accusing the whole world of being out to get her kids. Despite this, the lawsuit initially made some progress in court as she paid the fees. This also got Dwayne's legal counsel to respond and categorically denying any involvement in the alleged kidnapping. Let's go a little into Johnson's past, shall we? This recent lawsuit isn't the first time The Rock had trouble with the courts. Dwayne Johnson says that he was arrested 8 or 9 times as a teenager. Now that's a lot. Who would have thought that the People's Champion had such a troubled upbringing? You may be wondering what these were for. Turns out he was stealing and beating the crap out of people as a teenager.
It meant racking up multiple arrests for stealing and beating the shit out of people all before the age of 17. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere.
The Rock turned to petty crime, and he explains in his own words that with a group of friends in Hawaii, he would look for wealthy tourists outside designer shops to steal from. Now, everyone has a past, but it also tells you a lot about who you are as a person, especially when The Rock doesn't seem ashamed to share this with the public. Finally, let's talk about something that shows us who Dwayne is as a person today, and enlightens us on his interactions with others. The Rock met Logan Paul, and in no time, they were creating content together that went viral.
He was just as cool in person as I thought he was on TV. He's awesome. Made content together, went mega viral, 70 million views, 50 million views. I linked up a couple times.
Logan Paul had a lot of good things to say about Dwayne, but this all changed after the Japan incident. Logan Paul faced a lot of backlash after sharing footage of a suicide victim in Japan. This also turned The Rock strongly against him, particularly because he was worried about his own image of being associated with someone who did something so reprehensible. He wanted Logan to delete any content that they had created together.
You know, I let down my hero, and he requested that I remove all the content we've ever done together.
He didn't even call Logan, who was told all this by a publicist. That must have hurt his ego. Now, this tells us a bit about Johnson as a person today. While it may seem understandable why he did this, one can argue that The Rock has done worse things in the past. Would he have ever risen so far if people completely stopped engaging with him due to any controversy?
That I'm gonna remember that. And if I ever become a great one day like you, I'm gonna remember this. And I'm gonna remember the way I was discarded. And again, rightfully so. But I don't think I've ever been really able to
And the way he cut off Logan seemed a bit strange. Could he have done it in a better way? People might say that after becoming a megastar in Hollywood, he has become a bit of a hypocrite, who is only concerned about his own self-image. In fact, for years now, it has been said that Dwayne has held Hollywood hostage and always fights for creative control of his movies. Let us not forget the fallout between him and Vin Diesel in the Fast and Furious franchise, as Vin felt that Dwayne was trying to take over. After saying he'd never appear in another Fast film, Black Adam was a total flop, and Dwayne was looking for his next big paycheck to make himself relevant and revitalize his image. So it should come as no surprise that, you guessed it, he made a return to the Fast and Furious franchise. Nothing changes a person's mind quicker nowadays than a fat old paycheck being waved in front of your face, eh guys? It has been said for years now that although he is viewed as one of the nicest guys in Hollywood, Dwayne looks out for Dwayne and does what's best for Dwayne. And there you have it, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, an action hero, a wrestler, and a businessman. But behind the curtain, a flawed human being full of contradictions. What do you think about today's video? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Would you react if your kid had been secretly convinced by his favorite YouTuber to do the most disturbing things possible? Colleen Ballinger went from having a gigantic happy fan base to major scandals. Now the world doesn't even care what she has to say. From 2008 to 2013, Colleen's life was smooth. Her channel, Miranda Sings, exploded with over 10 million subscribers and a brilliant 2.3 billion views. The credit for her success at the time goes to her live performances as Miranda and worldwide tours. But this wasn't her only time in the limelight.
And I have some really exciting news for you guys today. I have written a #1 hit single, and no one's even heard it yet, but I know it's gonna be.
In 2014, she caught the eye of Backstage magazine, which she served as a stepping stone for her entry into the mainstream media. She started appearing in bigger projects like the web series The Night, cameos in big hit animated movies like Ralph Breaks the Internet, and even worked with major pop stars like Ariana Grande in her record Thank You Next song.
One time on Twitter, I heard Ariana was pregnant, so I got pregnant so we could be pregnant at the same time.
2016 proved to be the golden year for Ballinger. She even starred in her own Netflix series, Haters Back Off, based on her witty character, Miranda.
Usual. I just uploaded a video to the internet.
Can't wait to go home and see it.
It's real good.
The show received mixed reviews, but was fantastic in highlighting all the success Colleen had gathered throughout the years. It looks like one good idea is all you need to rock the stage, and Forbes saw this when they published her as the 9th highest earning YouTuber in their magazine. By 2017, Colleen had multiple YouTube accounts where she regularly uploaded her video diaries and fun vlogs, and shared backstage shenanigans with her viewers. She got massive exposure and ultimately made her Broadway debut in Waitress as Dawn in 2019. By late 2019, she was making millions from her social media presence, live shows, and brand endorsements. So what exactly happened that threw Colleen Ballinger from massive Hollywood success to a continuous down parade? Well, one video is all it took to tip the bus off the cliff. In 2020, an old fan of Colleen, Adam McIntyre, posted a video on his YouTube channel with the title, Colleen Ballinger Stop Lying. That turned the entire internet upside down.
Making me believe that I would be flown out to America to go to VidCon. Me and my brother would be, along with someone else in the fandom. There's no need to mention their name.
Adam also revealed in an interview with Rolling Stones how he got into YouTube at 10 and was utterly hooked by the comedian Miranda Sings. He said he would tune in regularly to see her, and it was an escape from the bullying he faced as a child. But what was meant to be a safe haven for Adam turned into an interaction that changed his life forever. Miranda texted Adam and how they got close to each other. According to the video, he wasn't the only one that Ballinger was getting close to. He shared how Colleen shared inappropriate images and texts with him when he was a minor, actively damaging the mind of a child with indecent exposure. He further added that Colleen would ruthlessly make fans work for her and then pay them off with pennies, exploiting them for liking their favorite celebrity. Colleen quickly came after Adam and shared the original video of Adam asking for her undergarment pictures. This generated mixed views from the audience, as many who were still backing Colleen came after Adam and threatened him with stalking and bullying. At the same time, several asked Colleen to take accountability for her inappropriate actions.
My mom didn't know about anything because Colleen Ballinger told me not to tell my parents about anything because she was trauma dumping to me and she knew that my parents would make it stop. And I thought I was so stupid.
Adam had to take a break from the internet after he was continuously trolled by Ballinger's brainwashed fans. Still, when he went, he gave others the courage to speak against the internet tyrant hiding behind an over-the-top red lipstick.
And I am taking a break from just my social medias because there's been a lot of shit going on.
In 2021 and 2022, Colleen seemed unfazed by all the scandals, slowly piling up like dirty laundry, and launched her weekly podcast with her husband named Relax with Colleen and Eric. It was pretty much an attempt to brush all the controversies under the carpet, but karma has its way.
A lot of things better than a brand new pair of socks.
Well, I'm just saying, nothing is better, but it's pretty great.
As the year 2023 approached, Ballinger's list of improper actions, from passing racial and explicit remarks in her shows to tweeting horrible things, finally caught up to her. Another fan, Cody Tyler, came forward and shed light on a private group chat Colleen had created with her underage fans. Quite disturbingly, the chat's name was Colleen's Weenies. She claimed that Miranda would share details about her periods and virginity and put Cody and others in highly uncomfortable positions. It was as if Colleen would not stoop any lower, but Cody proved everyone wrong by sharing how Ballinger used her to bring down Adam in 2020. In response to these increasing allegations, Colleen posted an apology video titled, "Hi." The audience wouldn't have been so mad if it was a genuine apology video. But in it, she sits in front of the camera and plays the ukulele for 10 minutes, singing the song Toxic Gossip Train.
All aboard the toxic gossip train.
But much to Colleen's surprise, people did not find it funny one bit. Moreover, whenever asked, she openly refused to have to do anything with the accusations without any clear explanations. After that, she faced a critical hit to her following, losing hundreds of thousands of subscribers and many collaborators to refuse showing ads on her videos. Miss Comedic Queen finally started seeing that her actions had consequences, as she started losing sponsors here and there. No one wanted to be associated with a child manipulator, especially someone with no heart, to consider the feelings of her fans, who were the victims of her wrongdoings.
Ballinger apology video thing.
She played a ukulele. Yeah, I couldn't watch it.
You couldn't watch it?
In July 2023, other creators also started tuning into the drama. Some highlighted how she would invite minors to her show and urge them to be more intimate with her than is suitable for a kid. Amidst all the chaos, an old video of Colleen Ballinger surfaced where she mentions killing a dog at the age of 3. This made people think that something was always wrong with her upper floor. Her former video collaborator, Trisha Paytas, her ex-husband, Joshua David Evans, and her former workers all came forward and backed up all the allegations against Miranda Sings. This isn't the first time YouTubers have been accused of exploiting minor fans for their benefit. Satya Judd, a tech executive, writer, and expert on fandom, tells Rolling Stone why it happens. Within the subcultures that arise from fandom, there's this idea of capital associated with access, because the fan is nobody to the famous person, and the famous person is absolutely everybody to the fan, and that can produce some pretty giant red flags. The same year, Adam made a video about his relationship with Colleen, with all the details about the group chat, how she treated minors, and the racist mistreatment of her workers that she had to face. Adam faced backlash again, to which he tweeted that he was ready to take the hit because he'd given the others the confidence to speak about these media aristocrats.
I went back and said to myself, like back then, and being like, this is inappropriate or this is rude or whatever like that, I would have told you that, oh, but she's talking to me.
In present-day 2024, it's safe to say that Colleen's image has changed completely compared to the beginning of her career. She went from being a safe space for kids with her comedic and wacky skits to a creator who exploited minor fans and manipulated to get them what she wants. She didn't even spare her own kids from improper exposure, putting them in front of the world when they couldn't even walk and uploading their baby cam videos on the internet. All of Ballinger's attempts to restore her image have been unsuccessful. She continues to put on live shows and has limited the comments option under content, but people really couldn't care less about her.
Colleen. Who cares about Colleen anymore? She says stories.
They say there are two sides to a story, but Colleen's prolonged silence and ignorance about these endless allegations made it clear which side is the real victim here. Well, that's a wrap on the satisfying rise and fall of Colleen Ballinger. What are your thoughts on it? Let us know in the comments below.